Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. Really appreciate you taking out time to check out this video. Do what the thing says on the screen. It is greatly appreciated. Helps out a lot. So thank you in advance. I'm excited. We're talking about giant robots. Not Gundams, not custom robos. We're talking about the OG giant robot for me. I know it technically didn't come out before Gundams, but that's not the point. Facts don't matter. Transformers. And in particular, my favorite Transformers game of all time, War for Cybertron. Now, the thing I really wanted to show you is not possible anymore, which is the multiplayer mode. But that doesn't mean we can't enjoy what War for Cybertron did for Transformers. When this game came out, this was the first time that a Transformer game really captured what made Transformers special. The visuals, you know, the ability to transform from, I got the vehicle mode back to like Decepticon or Autobot mode. I don't know what the other version is called. I used to call it human mode, but I know that's not true because they're not humans. But you know what I mean, right? When they transform and they got legs and arms and all of that, right? And this game, you have the option of playing two different campaigns. You can play as the Decepticons, which is really cool because you really never really get to do that in a lot of Transformer-based content, at least until this game came along. Like this set a precedent. It set a standard for Transformer games. And, you know, the way they presented this world, it was like people used to tell me like, oh man, if you like Transformers, you should really read the comics because, you know, it goes way more in depth on this and way more in depth on that. And I'm like, I watched the cartoon, I'll be fine. But this game took that comic book type of intensity and put it into video game form. And for me, this is to me the best Transformers game I've ever played. And we spent hours upon hours upon hours playing multiplayer mode. Like this was just, and it wasn't one of those things where like, you know, it was the gameplay was so much, you know, better than like other shooting games, but it was the setting of being Transformers in combination with having quality gameplay. You know, there are different weapons that you can pick up. You know, each of the different Transformers, whether the Decepticons or Autobots, they play different. Like, you know, Starscream doesn't play like Megatron. Bumblebee doesn't play like Optimus Prime. Like, everybody had their abilities. You had people who were more support roles. You had healers. You had people that were made to go stealth and kind of, you know, sneak in the back and assassinate. But they was just like, each robot had their own feel to it. They had their own identity. The voice acting was amazing. The cutscenes, you know, just presentation package, everything was A1. And I can't talk about how much I enjoyed this enough. And I know some of you are thinking like, hey man, it looks cool, but I don't know if it's all that. It is all of that. Okay. Listen to me, pay attention to what I'm saying about this, because, you know, my energy should be enough for you to understand how serious this was. But I kid you not, we used to be on the 360, you know, 6 deep in the party, going into a War for Cybertron match and just having a ball. And, you know, sometimes this was back when they wouldn't keep you in a party necessarily if you joined the game together. So they would put you on, you know, on opposite teams, and we would just be like, hey man, if it's more of us on one team and you know, you over there with the randoms, good luck, but we bringing it to you. And you could level up your characters. And so, you know, you got different moves, different abilities, and it was just such a great time. And this to me was like such a good time in gaming, but like this was like where these licensed products, these licensed games, these licensed IPs were starting to get games where they took the source material seriously, not, you know, too serious because it's a video game, so you still needed to be fun, but it was just really good times, and I really enjoyed this game. And I love going through the story mode, seeing both sides and seeing how the different groups interacted, and, you know, hearing how Megatron doesn't listen to reason, you know, which is one of my favorite characteristics of Megatron, is not listening to reason. He just does what he wants to. He's Megatron. Who's gonna tell him otherwise? And watching Starscream do Starscream stuff, which is like act like he's big and bad. Then when he's challenged, he gets all, you know, he shrinks and then tries to deceive people and whatnot. You know, Starscream stuff, man. And if you don't know, Starscream is my favorite Transformer character. And I know he's a scumbag, and I know he's sleazy, and he's always turning on everybody, but I don't care. I love that character so much. So this is where I felt like I could play Starscream, and I felt like, you know, he's strong, but he's also a coward when it comes down to it. And they captured all of the different personalities so well. So if you get a chance to ever play this game, dolphin dive into it. You will not be disappointed. I would love for this to come back in some form or fashion, even as just a multiplayer aspect of it. But you know, whatever we can get, we can take, because you know, Transformers has kind of been on the downslope right now, and I hope that we get something, you know, in that world at some point, you know, soon. But either way, if you know about this game, talk to me. Talk to me about the multiplayer if you remember playing this. Talk to me about the story mode. You know, which side did you enjoy more? I get that, you know, the Autobots were doing what they were supposed to, but I am partial to the Decepticons just from an aesthetics and a take no prisoners type of mentality, you know. So let me know your thoughts about it. I appreciate you letting me reminisce with you. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. You know, all hail Megatron. Peace.